I'm Lauren Iguchi. I'm married to Melanie. We have 4 kids, Caleb, Luke, Annabelle, and Isaac.
When we found out we were pregnant, we were really excited. It was something that we had been hoping for and praying for.
The 20-week ultrasound seemed to be taking a little bit longer than normal. And we had the kids in the room, and you could sense there was something wrong.
When we met with our doctor, he did explain to us that most likely that the baby wouldn't make it through the pregnancy because each week I would lose more and more amniotic fluid, and of course all babies need amniotic fluid to be able to develop lungs and to really be able to grow.
They actually started talking to us about termination. I remember Melanie speaking up before I could even say anything, and I was thinking it as she said it, that's just not an option.
As the pregnancy progressed, each week we would go in and the heartbeat was great, movement was great, the growth was great, and so I think it really surprised the doctors.
We were pleading with God that this baby would live and this miracle would happen.
The day that Jude was born was exciting, and it was also terrifying in the aspect that the baby was doing great inside my stomach. But I knew that he might not do so great outside.
We couldn't even hold him when he came out. They immediately intubated him because he couldn't breathe on his own. Each day we got to spend with Jude was just a huge blessing, to have him hold our hands or to see him open his eyes and look at us.
Hi, Pumpkin. Hi. Hi, sweetheart.
It was June 12th when the doctors came in and told us that there was nothing else that they could do for him. How can somebody I'm just meeting, I love so much, just to see him hurting and just seeing him struggle, being so small. Having to make the decisions to take your child off of life support, knowing that he's not going to make it, was the hardest decision that we've ever had to make.
When the machines came off, we got to hold him for the first time. As a mom who's given birth to a baby, that is a really joyous time to be able to hold that baby. And even though that was his last day and last breaths, it was a sweet, sweet moment to be able to just touch him and hold him and squeeze him.
In that last few moments, it was just to be able to love on him and just see him. I just think about there's a picture on the wall of him with his eyes open, just looking at us and just even sensing that love from him. Only through God's strength were we able to walk out of that room.
I thought that the miracle would be that he would be alive and well even today, that God would sustain his life.
What we hadn't seen at the time until just moments later after thinking and praying about it was that the miracle was happening every day that we had with him.
I know that God is in control in my life because he is bigger than any circumstance. He is the Almighty.
God has blessed us in many ways since all of this has happened. Just closeness of our family and Melanie's pregnant, and we're expecting. She's about 26 weeks.
True peace means to me that trust in the Lord for every circumstance in your life, whether good or bad.
I think of Philippians 4, and I want to say it's 6 and 7. Be anxious about nothing and pray continually, and the peace of God that exceed all understanding will guard your hearts. And he held our hearts through that whole time.